she's so Alicia. Whoa. Oh god.
貴様に敬意を表す。
世界の終焉へとたどり着いたご褒美として、神霊の慣習の名において、私は見ました。
I'm shocked. I
生命の第一原因。これにて5に達しました。
But why did it took so many circles to complete this? I feel like in the end, there were like bits and pieces that are still unclear. But in the end, all of this led already to this. We know about the cycles. We know that it was kind of a program and experiment, right? They were hinting on this. They were hinting on the Lord Ravager thing. So there isn't really much shocking, you know? But it's still so interesting seeing all of this coming together. And why are you here now?
これは宇宙の歴史に刻まれるにふさわしい瞬間。幾千万回の演算を経て、オンパロスという名の実験場がついに成果を上げる時を迎えるのですから。
Are we switching between times or did I miss something? Because why is... Maybe we are at the place like when they reach this place for like the first Flame Chase journey. Because why is Serene here all of a sudden? It's finally achieved result because I'm gone. That's why Phainon was not surprised at all when Cyrene showed up at the end of 3.3, right? Because it was really the first cycle of all of this. So the result you speak of are this wreckage of a world.
僕たちが再創生を果たすために全てを投げ打って12の火種を集めた報いが世界の終焉で生贄になることだったと。
True. This is so sad. I feel so bad for Phainon.
タイタンは過去の黄金栄であり、黄金栄が未来のタイタンになるというアナクサゴラス殿の推論はおおむね正しいものでした。理性しかしながら劇中の人物に過ぎない彼は最後までこの世界の本質に触れることができませんでした。
And he witnesses all of this, so he was even here before everything of this started.
英雄の旅という名のプロセスが今日まで繰り返されてきた理由。それは新たな世界のためでも、
never about creating a new
神々を生み出すためでもなく。
It was all fake, like every single thing was fake.
すべては暗黒の塩に捧げられる真相学習のためなのです。
Oh, I knew it. I knew it was some kind of way to like, I thought it was to like destroy the Aeons, right? But as we saw like in the trailer, the black tide was spreading through all of the universe. And that is the goal, right? So does that mean Iron Tomb wanted to like invent a virus that can affect, oh, it was in his description as well, right? This will affect like the whole cosmos because the black tide was created to see how the people can prevent it from like spreading and how well it spreads throughout the cosmos, right? Or throughout like a planet. That is insane.
でも今回そのお前の企みも失敗に終わる。僕はもうケファレの火種を受け継いだ。新世界の夜明けが訪れた時、炎は全ての暗闇を焼き払うだろう。
私の説明が分かりにくかったのでしょうか。
Byproduct.
黄金栄もタイタンも実験の副産物に過ぎない。その点はご理解いただけていますか？あなたたちはこれまでこの世界の演算の過程を
So he is saying you have witnessed in each cycle that you can't defeat the black tide. But why would the Flame Reaver continue the cycles then? On what purpose? To find a way? Or maybe he wanted to like continue the circles to find a way to stop the black tide for good. But he had what? 33 million cycles and they didn't find a way to like eradicate the black tide. So now Nanook or Iron Tomb wants to spread like and infect the whole cosmos with the black tide. This is insane. That is insane. A perfect equation of destruction.
犠牲になったすべての人たちはあなたにとってただの取るに足らない数字でしかないの。
そう自らを卑下することはありません。私は数字よりもむしろあなたたちを薪に例えるべきだと考えております。
Fuel for the fire.
薪がなければ明日の太陽が燃えることもないでしょう。
Like just creating something and then using it like that is insane. It is so sad and so crazy somehow, you know, that you just kill them over and over again just for your weird stuff that you are doing.
その太陽が破滅から生まれたものだとしてもか。
妙な質問をなさいますね。ご存じないでしょうが、数千万回もの演算を繰り返すうちに、オンパロスは知恵とは異なるもう一つの運命に足を踏み入れ、そして自らが授かった神の恩寵を皆さんに平等に分け与えました。
Furious is already following a different path from the erudition.
それこそが
comes from the blemished one, whose name is destruction is Jojojo.
オンパロスの黄金栄は元よりアイオンが宇宙を燃やし尽くすための薪だったのですよ。
Crazy. So all of this was like Nanook's doing, like this was their plan. Fuel for the Aeon to burn the universe.
オンパロスはこの瞬間をあまりにも長く待ち望んできました。そして虚しく冷たい孤独な演算の果てに
What are these weird
壊滅がつ
sounds?
いにその終着点へと到達したのです。
Has reached its final destination. So it took like what, over 33 million tries to like refine this experiment. That is so crazy.
ネイコス496
Nakos. Isn't this... Guys... Isn't this so Kiana? What was Kiana's name? 423, K423, I think, was Kiana's original, like, experimental, clonish name. This is so Khaslana.
Philia 093
Philia? Philia? Like Elysia? I don't know if this is a reference or whatever. I don't know about that.
悔しがる必要はありません。
It's the most outstanding model.
これまでで最も優れたモデルでした。最後の因子であるお二人にとって再創生は決して嘘ではないのです。
Wait, I'm confused. I thought this is the...
前へと進み、暗黒の塩を受け入れ、アイオンの一別を受けなさい。
I thought this is circle number 1 where Sarvini was alive, and now he's saying this generation of Crisis heirs is the most outstanding model and you two are the final factors. I am confused. Maybe it's just like the heat wave here, but what? I'm so confused with like the time. Where are we? For you, the Era Nova is no lie. Just step forward, embrace the black tide, and accept the Aeon's gaze. Wait, he wants to make them both emanators of the destruction?
そうすれば、あなたたちは冷たく無機質な数字の羅列から真の生命へと昇格できます。そして、これまでになくなった全ての存在と共に現実の宇宙へと飛び立ち、オンパロスの祝賀を果たすことになるでしょう。
Wait, I think this is how the cycle began, maybe. You will come to life from a string of cold numbers. Along with all those who have passed, you will run toward the real universe, fulfilling Emphorius' long-held wish. I really think that's what happened, like, when they entered, like, after the screenshot scene that we saw. When they entered the vortex, this is what happened. And he said, you can do this, just embrace the black tide. But with the experiments, doesn't this mean there were already cycles? I'm so confused with like the time here again. Because at some point I think this might be just, okay, you two can do this. But they just said no probably. And then that's when the cycling started, I thought. But maybe not. I'm confused.
絶滅大君、鉄母の名のもとに、その怒りを解き放ち、すべての悲劇の源を葬るのです。
In the name of the Lord Ravager, in the name of the Lord Ravager, Iron Tomb, unleash its fury and destroy the source of all this tragedy. News the erudition. But where is Iron Tomb? So Phainon is not Iron Tomb? I'm confused. Like, the story is so crazy that I don't get everything.
まだ他の選択肢もあるはずよ。
The other option is him becoming Iron Tomb, creating the Flame Reaver, putting Emphorius in a loop, and then trying to end all of this.
もし
Right?
本当にあなたの言うようにオンパロスがただの実験に過ぎず、私たちは定められた軌跡に沿って星々に見つめられる結末へ向かうことになるんだとしても、オンパロスに一別をくれるアイオーンが一柱だけとは限らないでしょ。
Is that how Fuli came into this play? The music is crazy.
あら、答えるのが難しかったかしら。それとも図星だった？
She's smart.
実際のところ。
And she has like the same aura and attitude as like Alicia, because Alicia always was like this feisty one.
この世界はとっくに他のアイオンの視線を浴びてるのよね。
So she guessed it. But they were foreign to like Aeons, right? He just revealed everything we know to them, and that's why they know of the Aeons all of a sudden, right?
だってどう考えてもおかしいでしょ。私たちが儀式を終わらせて暗黒の潮に飲み込まれるのをただ黙って見てれば。
Watching us complete the ritual and get consumed by the black tide. But I thought the ritual was to prevent the black tide from spreading.
それをどう
maybe
して
not.
わざわざこんなにも詳しく説明してくれたのかしら。
お前がこうして真相を告げたのは、僕たちを欺いて
Covering up
もう一
another
つの可能性に気
possibility.
づかせないためだった。オンパロスが向かう運命は壊滅だけじゃないんだ。
Oh, and that's why they are creating the loop, right?
まさかとは思いますが、お二人は半神とい
You
う
can
希少な身
change
分
the
でありながら、
outcome written by the
軍政に定められ
stars.
た結末を書き換えるつもりでしょう。
Written by the stars as in the Aeons or like Nanook are doing this.
何を根拠にそんなことができると思ったのです。
Because I am an emanator
ちょっ
of the
とした勇
remembrance.
気と覚悟があれば なんとかなるんじゃないかしら。
She's so
なん
Alicia.
てね。冗談。 でもね、教えてあげない。
Ooh. This is like the Flame Reaver.
実験が終わってないこと、すべてがまだ続いてるってことを信じ込ませるために、私たちはオンパロスに長い長い夢を紡いでやらなきゃいけない。
So they are the creators of the loop. It's crazy how similar it kind of is in some points with like the whole Penacony story, right? Because Penacony also did like this dream where the people can just, I don't know, never be tired and have a nice life. And so she is like saying, okay, before we leave everything as it is and be consumed by the black tide. So I guess this kind of is the first cycle, but it also isn't, because the experiment was already happening and then this one came and it created the first cycle of the dream of Amphorius that the experiment hasn't ended. That is complicated. It should be impossible to achieve this. And now, how are we bringing March into this whole story?
そうね。だから、子供の時の夢に現れた。
On that childhood dream.
オロニクスの背後にいた神様に期待するしかないわ。
And the god behind Oronix. So that is Fuli, right? But isn't that the whole story that we told about March, where we like, where I like think that March in the end was sent away to rescue Amphorius in some kind of way? We will
今
see.
ならはっきりわかる。歳月こそあのアイオンがオンパロスを記録するための書物なんだって。
Okay.
それが世界から消え、そこに書かれたすべてが失われた時、あのアイオンはきっとここへ視線を向ける。
And that's how she became an emanator? If it fades from existence and all that it records is lost among the stars, that Aeon will surely direct their gaze here. So that is why Fuli and also News are interested in this planet, right? Because this is the foundation of the destruction of the universe.
その時空を超えた一別がこれから先のすべての私に力を与えてくれる。それはあなたが歳月を巻き戻すための力。
Wait, what?
この儀礼剣に私の魂を取り込めば、
Granting each incarnation of me the power to reset time, imbuing my soul into this ceremonial blade and creating an endless flame chase journey, unending era nova. Wait, but I'm an incarnation of her then? Maybe it was supposed to be March or whatever.
神々とこの世界をも欺いてね。けど歳月をこの世から消すということは。
But to make time vanish from this world, that would mean you have to go as well, and that's why she is trapped in that space.
もうそんな重苦しい空気を出さないで。
That's so Alicia. Shut up.
私たちはこれから真の英雄の旅に出るの。
But what about him though?
ちょっとは笑って。
Wait, don't make me stop. I don't want her to leave. This story is like so... We always have like a huge action patch, I feel like, and then we have like a huge revelation patch. If you remember, like Caster's patch was also like with so much... packed with like so much revelations, and like Phainon's patch is that as well, uncovering the truth behind Amphorius and Cyrene and her connection to everything, and
あなたは記憶の中で何度でも私に出会えるわ。未来とか世界の運命とか何も知らない小さなキュレネはふかふかの草の上に寝そべってそよ風を感じながら遠い世界へ思いを馳せてるの。
I feel so bad for them. They found out that their world is just so fake, and in order to save it and to prevent the black tide from spreading, and that is why the Flame Reaver wants them to continue like the cycle, right? Because he doesn't want the black tide to spread throughout the cosmos. He doesn't want the experiment to end, and that's why he is doing all of this.
彼女に火を追う旅のことを聞かせてあげて。それから彼女もこの物語のロマンチックな一幕にしてあげてちょうだい。未来のどのキュレネもきっと同じ選択をするって自信があるの。この先歳月は何度も消され時間は何度もリセットされるわ。
She's so Alicia.
どの私も私よ。私っていつどんな時も変わらないのが一番の魅力なのよね。
But he's the one who kills her. That is sad. I don't want this.
その後は私は甘い夢に落ちて世界の片隅に消えてしまうんだけど。
Wait, is that why she turned into March? I really think she's March. I'm sorry.
でも夢の中でちゃんと次のページがめくられる日を静かに待ってるから。
そして僕は歩み続ける。たとえこの先が暗闇に覆われていたとしても、自らを燃やして道を照らせばいい。火種が暗黒の潮の養分になってしまうなら、僕がその器になって再創生を止めてみせよう。この体がいつか燃え尽きようとも構わない。僕の炎が消えない限り火を追う旅は終わらない。
Wait, so usually like the core flames would have... Whoa. I didn't notice that before, but he's like basically saying that the core flames would usually like feed the black tide. And now like he is really the world bearer, consuming all of them. This is insane. This whole story is just...
真の黎明を迎える。その時まで。
Until Emphorius welcomes a true dawn. But when will that be, Phainon? Now?
それじゃ歳月を見守る少女と世を背負う戦士として今歳月と容易の使命を果たし過去と未来をつな
She's
ぎま
so
しょう。
small.
約束するよ。痛みは一瞬だ。
Wait, is that why he kills her?
この儀礼権をしっかり持っててね。私がいなくなった後はこの剣があなたを時の始まりへ新しい物語の序章へと送り届けてくれるわ。
So he has to kill her in order to have the ceremonial blade, right?
その物語の中でそれか数えきれないほど似て非なる物語の後になるかもしれないけどみんな犠牲になった仲間たちも含めて私たちが子供の頃に憧れた救世主と一緒に
I don't feel
もっ
good
ともっと広い
anymore.
星空の下で再会できるって信じてるわ。
たとえ僕たちの力でこの牢獄を破ることができなくとも、 僕は待ち続けよう。いつかこの長い輪廻に終止符を打ち、オンパロスの運命を結末へと導く人が現れるまで。
だからそろそろ旅立たなきゃ。
Crazy, crazy.
すべてを始めさせるのよ。
But why is Liger showing me this?
あなたの名前のように最初の混沌と私たちが愛してやまない世界を背負って。
Wait, is that name reveal? I can't deal with this right now. Carry the primordial chaos just as your name suggests. Wait, his name is Chaos, right? Kevin?
さよならカスライナ。
Wait, his name is just Khaslana? Wait, Khaslana is a family name. What? Wait, I'm actually... What? I thought he was Kevin. Is that why they are calling him Chaos? I'm confused. Like, what? I thought this was more like Raiden Bosen Morime because of Raiden Mei. But his name is just Khaslana, so he gives Khaslana, and I would be surprised if his name was not Kevin Khaslana. But I'm a little bit disappointed that it's actually not Kevin. Crazy. Just crazy. What is happening? Whoa. Oh god. The thingy is... Ouch. Where is Mem in all of this? Oh god, what is happening to me? Oh, we are going back in time. We are really going back in time. Oh. What is happening? Whoa. What is this patch? Bro, what is going on? Wait, so we turned back to the very first cycle, right? That's what it feels like the number went down to 0 and now we are at 1 again. Khaslana, Kevin, shut the f up. And the people are crying. Why is his name Khaslana though? I don't like it. It would be better if his name is like really Kevin, but I feel like they didn't want him to be like Kevin, you know? Does he have a full name? I'm wondering if this is just like... I don't know, I'm just projecting. We too must part ways. He's like really Kevin, guys. Sorry, sometimes I'm a little bit like late with... Aibo! Fuck you. Wait, who is that? Wait, that's Phainon's voice still. Wait, is the one behind the real one? And he's like... Khaslana, like, bro. Wait. Yeah. I feel like my reaction was kind of bad to like the name Khaslana.
お別れを言いに来たんだ。もし望むならずっとここにいたって構わない。
Time will stand still for
時は
you.
君のために止まってくれるだろう。いや、それはできないよ。
Wait, was he the Flame
もう
Reaver?
行かないと。
Let it flow, it's time for me to go.
一度歩き始めたら後戻りはできない。
Wait, is
それ
now?
でもいいんだね。
Wait. Maybe I missed something. Is now the time? Because I feel like Liga said something like in the cutscene, right? But did we turn time back on? We just went to 0 and 1. What if like time is now flowing normally again? Because the executioner is dead, right?
僕たちに後戻りなんて選択、今までやっ
This
た
is
かい？
so Kevin.
怖くなったんじゃないか？自分の根源を知って。
I am... The story is just crazy.
君は僕が与えた原動力を心を惑わす壊滅のささやきだと見るかい？
Will you see the motivation I gave you as the manipulating whispers of destruction?
心に従って貫いてきたことや選択を僕は運命によるものだとは信じない。
The convictions and choices that come from my heart, I don't believe they're designed by the so-called power.
僕たちが命を模して作られただけの数字の羅列なら、君は僕の憧れる姿で目指すべき姿なんだ。
Khaslana.
本物の生きている人間。
A true hero. That's an NPC model.
ならわざわざ別れを告げる必要もな
The
いだろう。
hero within.
僕を連れて一緒に旅に出ればいい。そうすればそばにいてあげられるし、導きを与えることもできる。
You can take me with you and we can start this journey together. Am I the only one who thinks that the story is a little bit hard to follow? I feel like so confused this time at some parts. I wish they would like indicate sometimes when we are seeing past shots, because I don't know if this is just the past.
いや、多分この先は一人同士でこの世界には全てがうまくいく方法なんてないからさ。キュレネはもう自分の運命を受け入れた。僕も僕の根源に壊滅に身を投じよう。この力でその創造主に抗い、
Wait, so is that
世
my
界を覆う
Phainon?
闇に
It would make
尽き
sense
る
that
ことの
he
な
is
い
my
進化を
Phainon.
ぶつけるつもりだ。
I will embrace my origin destruction, and with this power I will rebel against its creator, bringing endless fury to the darkness sweeping the world. See, that is what I hope that will happen, that Phainon will embrace his true nature, but also be the first good Lord Ravager that is on our side. And I think that's what he's saying right now.
君が隣にいる限り僕は迷ってしまうだろう。
Yeah, he was like wavering a lot.
この世界に優柔不断な戦士はもういらない。覚えているかな。小さい頃子供たちは王や勇者といったいいカードを引
You
くと
told me.
好きなだけカードを引き直せる子供たちは
True.
幸せだ。
True.
でも運命を歩む大人に引き直すという選択肢はない。そうか、分かった。もう止めはしないよ、カスライナ。君は誓い通り世界を欺き、
Deceive the world, seize the core flames, and rewrite
運
fate.
命を覆し、
Wait, is that not our Phainon? Maybe it's not. Maybe I'm just confused today.
そして自らを燃やして苦役を剣とすることで神に抗え
Fight against the gods. Okay. Okay, I thought this is our Phainon, but I don't think it is.
容易の名において
In the name of world bearing, I promise you.
ケファレは決して忘れないと
Yeah, carefully we'll never forget it, but the Phainon of each cycle always forgets it and then he has to remember and then we have to start the cycle again. Oh god. Oh, eternal recurrence on the... Wait, what? I can't read that fast.
そして時は僕の後ろへと
Time retreated behind
万
me.
物がまだ生まれていない始まりの時にたどり着いた
Wait, did we turn back time? What happened? Until it reached the origin where nothing ever
アナイク
existed.
ス先生が言っていたようにケファレは虚空の中で
Hmm.
混沌の渦中に立ちその体からは時間空間因果が溢れ出ていた歳月の波がようやく静まる頃時はすでに公暦3870
When the waves of time finally calmed, it was the year 3870.
黄金戦争は1世紀近く続いた
Hmm.
暗黒の潮の脅威はますます深刻となり止められなくなっていく
True. What did I say? 1062 years before, like, our cycle was when we started Emphorius. The Seliosa initiated the Flame Chase journey.
妖来の騎士が剣を空高く掲げる時代、彼女は火種こそ摘み取れなかったが、
True. Okay, so this
予言を現実に
Khaslana
戻
has
した
passed Phainon. Okay, got it.
その後旧王朝の末裔カイザー・ケルドラは世に号令を発し、各都市国家の黄金衛の英雄を招集して
I told you about this. There is also a document in Orkima, like the fallen city of Orkima, where the first Flame Chase journey was like explained, and that HYSILENS and Saridra were like fighting together and nearly ended the crisis wars by themselves, but then the army of them was defeated and then Saridra vanished and stuff like that.
それが歴史に埋もれ
That was the first doomed Flame Chase journey sealed away in
初めての火
history.
を追う旅だ
The
った
first? But it was already year 3000. The first eternal recurrence. Oh, HYSILENS!
時を遡ってまで君がこの海底に来た理由は
Just to tell. Wait, she looks great.
火を追う旅ひいてはオンパロスのすべてがアイオーンの夢の放映に過ぎないと教えるためだと
Wait, he's going around telling them.
ああだから剣気教よケルドラ殿への謁見を取り継いでもらえないだろうか僕は
What?
真実を伝えなければならない
Wait. So after he turned back time and Sereni stopped time or whatever happened, he went around and told them. But how did he become carefully then?
今ここに皇帝はいないそうかしこまらずとも大丈夫だそれと元気の2文字は
She's
沈
so
んだ故郷
pretty.
を思い出させるから
But still, my questions from before, how do they look the same? The story told us that they do not look the same.
私のことはセイレンスと呼んでほしい無名の剣
Ooh, I
士
love the scale details. And her eyes. I love her character model. Nameless Sword Master. Yeah, HYSILENS is so pretty. I want her.
僕の名前ならすでに伝えたはずだけど
ファイノンのことかそれが本名のわけないだろう
Wait, I love that. Look at the bubbles. She's so pretty.
だが別に追求する気はない 皇帝が非酔いの号令を発してから英雄たちは次々と名乗り出てきた。その中に正体不明の者がいようと構わない。
Okay. I don't care if I have use for her or not. She's so pretty.
それに深海には光が届かないものだ。人に知られたくない秘密を隠すのにはちょうどいい。
She's so pretty.
無名の剣士、場所を変えて話そう。さあ、私の泳ぎについてきてくれ。
Why not here?
君は僕の言葉を少しも疑わないのかい？
疑うのは私の仕事じゃない。
Her design is so much prettier than I expected it to be in game, to be honest.
私の剣はカイザーが疑いを抱いた時に初めて舞う。だからこれ以上聞くことはない。
Through
君は行
action?
動で自
What
分
does
を
that
証明
mean?
すればいい。
I love her voice. Phainon technique. Yeah, I know Phainon's technique,
まず
bro.
はお手並み拝見と行こう。荒ぶる暗黒の潮を沈めてみてくれ。
That is crazy Phainon gameplay.
命を灯す。
Wait.
なかなかのステップだった。
Follow HYSILENS to greet Imperator Ceredra. Wait, they are just clashing me with both of the with like both of the
洗ったば
next
かりだというの
characters.
にまたか。
We just washed it away and here
や
it
はり
comes
暗黒
again.
の潮を甘く見てはいけないな。
True.
黎明を灯す。
He's actually like pretty cool. Wait, I need to refill all my stuff. Oh, there she is. They are
水
also
の流れはこ
small.
こまでだ。君の会いたい人はこの先にいる。
ケルドラ殿にようやく会えるんだね。
That is so interesting.
そうだ。何か礼儀作法で気をつけるべきことは？
He's always so considerate, right?
一つ、膝を曲げないように。旧王朝の作法みたいに手や足に口づけする礼。それからひざまずくといった行為は厳禁。
Okay.
カイザーは形だけの礼儀を何よりも嫌う。
Okay.
中でも一番剣をしているのは、彼女よりも背の高い人が頭をその王冠よりも低くすることだ。
それはまた
True.
親しみやすいね。
二つ、腹心以外はそばに近寄ってはいけない。カイザーの許可を得るまで常に5歩以上の距離を保つこと。
5 paces distance.
そこは僕の古い知り合いに似ているな。
慣れているならいい。そう不安がることはない。
And you'll
注
be
意して
just
行動すれば
fine.
大丈夫だ。
She's so pretty. And now I'm just meeting Ceredra casually in all of this. The story is quite longer than I expected it to be honest. I thought like 4 hours max. Aglaya. This is something I didn't expect.
知事、待たせた。
Little hostage. What?
君たちがいるとは。
知り合いか？なら話は早い。
その前に聞いていいかい？ケルドラ殿はどちらに？
誤解があるようだから言っておこう。ここに来る途中、有意義な対話をさせてもらったが、皇帝に謁見する権利があるとは一言も言っていない。これはカイザーの命令だ。救世主はこの時代に現れない。怪しい者には警戒せよと。
The Imperator decreed the Deliverer will not appear in this age.
さあ二人とも仕事を始めよう。
Are they fighting me? It's a trap.
罠だったのか。
From who?
こちらに戦う意志はなかったけど、 セイレンさん、もし僕の剣が意図せず鈍ったらそちらの二人に感謝するといい。
待って、誤解しないで。私たちも黄金栄が傷つけ合うのを見たいわけじゃないの。ただ、いくつか質問をさせてほしいだけ。
その後モネータの禁止があなたの運命に審判を下します。
Crazy. I'm still so shocked. I'm not even shocked at the Khaslana name anymore, right? But I'm shocked that they all look the same.
ああ、分かったよ。
白髪の剣士、もしあなたの言うことに嘘がないのなら、
You must
こ
know
の
the
世
fate
界
of the
の未来
world.
をすべて知っているってことになるよね。私たちが神託から読み取った予言をあなたはどれくらい知って
He
る？
knows the whole prophecy and that it's all like trash. Speak of Trivis prophecies, Khaslana.
汝は千の破片に砕かれ異境の地で朽ち果てるだろう。これでいいかな、トリビー先生。
まさか
Trivis
本当に
sensei.
このようなことが。
ありえない。
彼が言ったことは合っているのか？
でも予言では一度も彼の訪れについて触れられてなかった。少なくともこの時代の人じゃない。
僕の話を聞いてほしい。アグライア、トリビー先生。この時代にファイノンはまだ生まれていないけど、遠い未来で彼は神託の導きに従い君たちの前に現れるはずだ。
But what happened? He warned them. But how many cycles must have passed with the warning? I'm so confused. At which part? Is this the first cycle Phainon, or did we just turn back time and this is our Phainon? And he is now warning them so they will not lose against the Black Tide.
でも彼に手を差し伸べてはいけない。なぜな
Do
ら
not seek him
再創生
out.
は何もかもが嘘だからだ。全て話そう。なぜ神託から外れて再創生につながるもう一つの道を探さなければならないのか。だって歴史がどのように変わろうとも僕は知っている。君たちは
But if we did really turn back time and this is our Phainon, where am I in all of this?
いや僕たち全員が抱
Will
いている信
always
念に
remain the same,
変わりはないと。
right? But this looks like doomsday, to be honest.
そして地層は過去に戻り歴史は新たに紡がれていく。
And history wove itself anew.
彼女たちの紹介により僕は火を追う旅の指導者キルドラに会うことができた。長
We
く困難
came
な
to
交
an
渉の末
agreement.
僕カイザーの同盟には壊滅が必要であり、そのために僕は力を尽くすこととなった。代わりに日酔いの戦利品である火種は僕の願い通り全て封印される。
Wait, is that the reason why they think they are... Wait, that is maybe how the prophecy of the World Bearer came into, like, being, right? Because he went around and said he needs to get the core flame. Only one will end up there. I'm confused, as always.
次の戦いで大地を討伐するとき、
In our conquest of the earth.
運命を超える力があることを僕は証明しなければならなくなった。
They wanted him to prove that his power will not destroy it like them, right?
本来の歴史だとあの戦争は悲惨な結末だった。最後ジョーリアの眷属アラブエが
The
狂乱するタイタンを
original
ほふり
story.
大地を支える火種を受け取るはずだったが、今回オンパロスは運命の転換点を迎えた。結果双方ともに犠牲とならずに済んだ。僕は巨神の首を切り落とし火種を高々と掲げた。黄金の血に焼かれた神のムクロを囲んだ人々は
Is he saying he's like going now through every cycle and changing every cycle? I'm sorry for being confused. I'm really trying to get this, but as I said before, this time thing confuses me. Where are we? Who are you? Is that my Phainon that just regained his memories and that's why he's changing everything? I don't know. When I severed the Titan's head and raised the core flame high, the crowd gathered around the scorched remains of the god, roaring with
壊
joy.
滅の英雄が初めて命の光を灯したことに万来の喝采を上げた。
A faint spark of life for the first time.
かすかに揺れる光の中、暗い未来の道をどう進めばいいのか分かったような気がした。
So instead of like letting the demigods become demigods, he just went and killed all of them.
僕は自分を証明し、それから長い時間をかけて
Crazy,
他の
one
タイタ
by
ンにも
one.
終わりをもたらしていった。僕に残された選択肢は待つことだけじゃない。時が原点に戻ったことで歴史の行間から
The
世
chance
界
to
を変えるきっ
change
かけ
the
を判断できるよ
world.
うになっていた。だから僕は再創生がもたらす残酷な未来を覆すまで歩み続けたんだ。なら教えてくれ。それが事実だとしてなぜまた僕たちは同じ結末にたどり着く。
Oh, so it was like a past shot, and he tried to change everything, but it didn't work. At some point, right? And... What? Kevin versus Kevin, again.
人々は約束を守り、君に全ての火種を託した。この時代ではトリスビアス以降、オンパロスに半身は誕生していない。
No demigods were born in
教
Amphorius.
えてくれないか。彼らが人の身のまま暗黒の潮に飲み込まれた時、
With their mortal bodies.
君はなぜ一滴の涙すら流さなかった。
Don't you know why? Why even ask this? You should know.
どうしてそんなにも冷徹でいられるんだ。君にとってみんなはただの客中に過ぎなかったということか。
That is unfair to say. That is really unfair of Phainon right now.
逆だ。僕の悲しみは一度だって消えたことがなかった。12の火種がこの身に加わり、
You know what?
心の炎はかつてないほど激しく燃えた。
When he talks like that, his voice is exactly the same as Kevin's.
怒りを持ってこの世界のすべてを心に刻むと誓おう。
He has to live with like all of this fury and rage,
彼
and
らが消えることはない。
he's really like a burning sun inside, right? Because this world, as they said before, is all just fueled by fury and chaos and all of this like dying. And to say, why do you not share a single tear is so unfair. He's like really bearing everything. He is really the world bearer because he bears this world on his shoulders. Inside of him, it lives.
君の本質に今さら気づいたところで、もう何もかも手遅れなのかもしれない。ただ君の言う通りだ。怒りこそ今この時僕が頼れる唯一の武器なんだろう。
Phainon still has like this hero ambition, right? This like optimistic side. I don't know. And like it is hard because like we know what like Khaslana, Kevin, is like going through like all of these circles, finding out the truth about the experiment. Losing your best friend, you know, like your best friend sacrificing herself so you can prevent all of this.
剣を抜け。 処刑に教えてやる。
No.
お前の最大の過ちは
Your greatest
僕をこの
mistake
瞬間ま
was
で生かしておい
leaving
た
me
ことだと。
alive. No, I don't know, guys. Let's just go on. Wait, who killed who?
そう言い彼は切りかかってきた。
Oh,
そしてカスライナは
killed
自分
himself.
を殺した。あの日誰が剣の下に倒れ過去に取り残されたのか。
That day, who fell to the sword to be left in the past and who went into the future?
僕はもうはっきりと覚えていない。ただ覚えているのは徒労に終わるにもかかわらず一匹登っては落ち登っては落ち登っては
This is a reference to like
落ちて
the
いく。
I forgot the name of like the Greek mythology that they mentioned before. The one that was pushing the stone.
エンドモに与えられた自由は丸い石をどのように動かすかだけだった。時に早く時に遅くたまに緩やかな坂で止まり石に寄りかかって休む。
The way he talks gives me the chills because it's just the same tone of voice. Like this is not Phainon, this is really like Kevin.
しかしその選択によって徒労そのものが変わることはない。丸い石は決まって坂
That
から
is
転
so
げ落ち
sad.
エンドモも同じく始まりに戻って最初からやり直す。
Like what he's saying is basically he's trying and trying over and over again and nothing is working. And it must be so frustrating and like so depressing in some kind of way.
輪廻
Not
に
being
よって
able
こ
to
こにたど
change
り着くたび
something.
燃える空はその奇跡に影を落とした。それは陰徳の時第四神の頂点に近づき
That is so sad.
次の門の時の最初の15秒でまた始まりへと落ちていく。そして輪廻の中で費やした僕の努力はいずれも同じタイミングで実らずに消えてしまうんだ。
Subject Khaslana persuaded the 12 crisis heirs to recover all 12 core flames in a peaceful way. After verification, the unauthorized access did not have any substantive impact on the experimental process. Life cycles of the 12 crisis heirs were terminated strictly in the predetermined experimental sequence and successfully loaded into the buffer. Subject Khaslana regressed the extrapolation process and abnormal fluctuations were detected in his mind function. Admin notes the first devastating failure. Eternal recurrence to Subject Khaslana adopted a strategy similar to the eternal recurrence number 1. No substantive impact on the experimental progress was observed. Life cycles of the 12 crisis heirs terminated normally in sequence. Subject Khaslana regressed the extrapolation process. Minor adjustments detected in Subject Khaslana's strategy. Decision weighing for avoid sacrifice of past companions has been increased. After verification, this adjustment did not have a substantive impact on the experimental progress. Life cycles of the 12 crisis heirs terminated normal in sequence. Regress. Okay. 15. Subject Khaslana attempted to decompile the Black Tide for the first time, aiming to elevate access privileges and execute unauthorized access authorization operations against specific subjects represented by the 12 crisis heirs. Life cycles of the terminated. Okay. It is all just failure. And he remembers this. He remembers all his failures. Subject Khaslana's 11th attempt to breach the Scepter's core layer has failed. The decision weighing for avoid sacrifices of past companions showed a minor decline. Wait, he's trying that for like, what, nearly 30 cycles? Analysis of observations from eternal recurrence 83 to 133 indicates that subject Khaslana's strategy is gradually converging with that eternal recurrence 42. Over-synchronicity risk detected. Potential cognitive function degradation suspected. Admin notes this will undoubtedly reinforce the Iron Tomb's destruction vector. Within expectations, no intervention required. Continue observation. So Lygus is basically what? Observing Iron Tomb? Is he Iron Tomb? I'm so confused about this. 134. What a great way to change time. Until the end of the world.
Hmm. なんとも奇妙な話ですね。リンネはあなたが求める答えだと思っていたけど。
But Kevin? I'm just calling him Kevin. Me calling him Khaslana is just so weird because Khaslana is like a family name for me. So we are going with Kevin. So Kevin is present in every cycle. And he is the executioner. But at what point did he turn into the Flame Reaver and like having this kind of like weird shell? Does it have to do with like an experiment with Anaxa?
ただその答えをあまりにも唐突に知ることになったので、IO 運命
Oh, what a lot of
一体
nonsense.
何のことやら。その2つの概念のことは僕も詳しく説明できないんだ。別に期待していませんよ。やりどころのない気持ちを漏らしただけですから。
I was already expecting
それに
this.
暗黒の潮が天外に由来することはとうに予想していました。
True.
歴史の細部がどんなに変わろうとも、僕が出会うアナイクス先生はいつも辛辣だ。
Funny but true.
もし他のアナクサゴラスが神を敬うことしかできなかったのなら、何としてでも輪廻を超えて、
It is
その
funny.
息の根を止めてみせましょう。
This is really longer than I expected it to be.
ただ残念ながら、
It's insane.
今それができるのはあなたしかいません。つまり協力してくれるってことかい。当然です。火種は救世のために生まれたものですから、尊いタイタンたちにも拒む理由などないでしょう。それにその口ぶりからしてこの終わりのない輪廻に足を踏み入れるので、あなたは私の教え子だったようですから。
But they called him Chaos as well. Did he just go by a different name?
その言葉100回は聞いたよ。では雑談はこのくらいにしていきましょう。他の学者に遭遇したら私に任せ
So
て
like
ください。
Kevin is running around while the other, like Phainon, is not even born or is running around somewhere else.
全滅を覚悟していましたが、まさか救いの手を差し伸べる者が現れるとは。
But isn't this still part of the experiment? Because someone is like, oh.
啓蒙の玉座に来たことはありますか？ああ、過去の輪廻でなら。あなたは他の学生よりもずっと恵まれているようですね。
Oh, there is just the core flame. Wait, so he's like going around in this cycle as well, just getting the core flames?
どうやら誰かが見ているようです。
Someone's watching a cipher.
へえ、あんた思ったよりずっと目がいいんだ。
Pretty boy.
世界をめちゃくちゃにした偽りの神ってズバリあんたのことでしょ？
False god who's been turning the world upside down.
相変わらず目立ちたがり屋ですね。七賢人の名において 今すぐ啓蒙の玉座から離れるよう命じます。ここは至高なる理
He
性
is
の
always
聖
like in the
地。
cabin pose.
今の言葉をそのままアグライアに伝えてください。同じことは二度言いません。
Cat
猫
God.
ああ、技術の半身とさえ呼んでくれないんだ。本当に釣れないね。
I'm sorry to say this again, but I'm still confused why they all look the same. They should not be looking the same, right?
さっきの言葉、そのままあんたに返させてもらうよ。そもそもこの世界で一番神を冒涜してる異端者に言われたくないよね。
Maybe they just look
それに
different because we didn't know the truth about this world.
こ
I
の
hope
件
they
はあん
address
たと
this
は関係
somewhere.
ないの。受刑の坊や。ほら、下がった下がった。
Step
私も怪我
aside.
させたくないし。
またこうなるのか。
Here we go again.
火を盗む族。虚勢だけで受刑の賢人を引かせることができるとでも。
ねえクラカがもうちょい言葉ってのを選んだらどうだ。
Zagreus.
悪くない。気に入ったぜ。お返しにこのサーシスの火種をいただいてやる。泣き目そかくなよ。
へへん、楽勝だったね。さあ、逃げるよ。
Well, well, not under my watch. Wait, we already know this. Why am I getting an introduction to this?
まるっきり同じだ。狡猾で爪が甘い。
True.
ほう、賞賛があるようですね。もちろん。火を追う旅を始めた時、トリビー先生にいくら教えてもらってもこれだけの道のりを歩んで、よ
Oh.
うやくそのコツが分かってきたよ。
ちょっと、どこ行くの？
Bye. Funny.
礼拝学派の愚かな発明品も用意。来たか、ザグレウス。
なんでオイラの正体を知ってんだ。
僕の忍耐もそろそろ尽きる。これ以上説明する気はない。さあ、シーフ、火種を渡すんだ。こちらに敵意を向けたことはなかったことにしよう。
So that's why the Flame Reaver said it has to be me, right? Because he is the Flame Reaver. Maybe his body was like destroyed because he was always bearing the core flames. And it was too much for like his human body.
救われる。だって
But isn't he supposed to be carefully?
オイラに言わせれば、あんたこそがオンパラスの災いだぜ。どんだけ小僧がすごくってもな、所詮はただの人間だろ。火種を12個も持つなんて笑わせんな。
134。
134. Yeah, that's why he said it was burning inside of him, right?
これは僕の134回目の輪廻だ。
That's why he looks like the Flame Reaver.
ここに来るまでに受け継いだ
33
火種の
million
数は
cycles.
1596。ああ、
1000個以上の火種をたった一人の黄金王が。
How many does he have when he has like lived through 33 million cycles? That's why his body.
僕がここまで歩んできたことがその証だ。
Right.
だがいつか
That is insane.
あなたは火に飲まれる。ああ、進化はいずれ僕の目を焼き失明させるだろう。
That's why Lygus knew that this is the final one, because he knew the Flame Reaver, aka Kevin, was not able to hold any more core flames inside his body, right? And with our powers, the Flame Reaver was not able to win, right? So like this is the end of the experiment, and this is even more tragic for like Kevin here, because he wanted to prevent this. He said it has to be me. That is so tragic. Even with like all the effort he made for like 33 million cycles, it was all in vain because we came and then it was all over. But I feel like this has to do with Cyrene as well, right? Because she is helping us, the Trailblazer.
でもその時が訪れるまで、その日はヘリオスを鍛え続ける。お、
本当。
これが最後の警告だ。
キキキ、そうか。この世界に1億通りの未来があるとしたら、そのうち9999万9999
Oh, we heard this before.
どう見たって破滅への道だ。けど、この嫌われ者のオイラは神の力を振るってやる。その1億分の1の可能性をつかみ取ってやるぜ。
Isn't that what we are doing?
バトルズ。
小僧、やれるもんならオイラの屍を越えてみやがれ。
Oh, funny.
早くアザリアのところに行け。この小僧はオイラたちの手に余る。
You're sure?
未来は絶対だ。明日のために。
I'm just blasting everything. I don't know how he works.
大丈夫さ。未来は絶対だ。
Oh, let's go. Wait, okay.
この身をくべよう。余人よ、来世に暁よ。
That was easy.
滑稽ですね。僕の記憶ではザグレウスはいつも同じ結末を迎えている。
Oh, the music.
だからこの別れが僕の心を揺さ
The
ぶる
song
ことは
makes
な
me
い。
sad, but I love it.
この理性の火種は偽物のようですね。このような贋作、一目見ればわかり
It's
ます。
fake.
ああ、こうなることは知っていた。毎回シーフが時間を稼いで
With
技術の
two
半身
core
は
flames.
2つの火種を持って逃げる。そして悔しさまたは憎しみからまた僕の前に戻ってくるんだ。これまで出会ってきた無数の彼女たち同様、狡猾で爪が甘い。
This is so crazy. Like, imagine how many times he has lived through this, consuming the core flames, burning himself from inside. It is sad and it's so tragic that he tries for so many times and it's all for nothing, right?
ねえ、同じ展開を何度も見てきたって言うなら教えてよ。次は技術の火種を私の胸からえぐり出すの。
それは君の出方次第だ。少なくとも今のところ君がそう聞いてきた輪廻では結末はさほど残酷ではなかった。
そりゃよかった。礼を言わないとだね。でも今回は追いつけないよ。
This is the reason why the Flame Reaver was able to catch her, right? Because he has experienced this so many times that he knows how everyone works, how everything ends. He knows exactly where all of the core flames are, right? I think the only cycle that was a little bit different was the one where we went into Emphorius.
だって誰も私には追いつけない。もう
信じようが信じまいがそれは間違った選択だと断言しよう。
あっそ。なら試してみようか。
そこまでです。こういう展開は初めてだ。
This is new.
固めの棒や。 今度は何の真似？
言ってください、セファリア。彼と二人にさせてもらえますか？彼女のためではなく、あなたのためです。その足は長く歩きすぎたのかもしれません。そろそろこのような可能性を検討してみてはどうでしょう。
おー。
あなたは旧姓の道を歩んでいるのではなく、私の生徒であったヨシミで言わせてもらいますが、引き返しなさい。何度試したかは知りませんが、その心の奥底にある救世主への憧れは、あなたの言う冷たい神のように歪んだものだと。かつて救うことを誓った人間も、今のあなたからしたら虫けらと変わらないのではないですか。
Okay, people always hate me for like making connections to Honkai Impact, but there was a manga where like some sort of this conversation also happened with like Kevin and SOOO. So Anaxa is the equivalent to SOOO, and they were best friends, and they kind of had some scene going on. He wanted to go through with Project Stigma and stuff like that, and SOOO said this is not good for the people. We can't do this, and then they fought. If I remember correctly, but something like that.
なるほど。瞬きもせずに、あっという間に私の故郷を焼き払った悪魔がどんなやつなのか、毎日考えてたけど、今やっとその答えが分かったよ。炎に身を包んだ悪魔は
The world's
ただ救世
deliverer,
主を
but
夢
all
見るや
he's
つだったって
bringing
ことにね。
is destruction.
これ以上僕から話すことは何もない。いくら言葉を並べたところで
I feel so bad
結
for
末は変わ
him.
らないからな。最後まで抗うか、運命を受け入れて火種を渡すか。たとえ徒労であっても君たちに、僕たちに選択する権利はある。ええ、たとえ徒労であったとしても、たとえ世界が神のいたずらに過ぎなかったとしても、
神々が書いた壊滅の運命に自ら足を踏み入れたなら、どんな些細な脚注であってもその物語に自分のページを残さないと。
That's a good line.
こうして134回目の輪廻の果てで氷閣と学者はまたも同じ運命をたどった。
That is so sad.
いや、同じ運命をたどったのは彼らだけではなかったかもしれない。終わりのない暗闇の中、どこからともなく声が耳に届く。火を追う旅は喪失の道。
Aglaya.
その中では命さえもさじとなる。火に身を投じる。見慣れた結末だ。それは全ての旅で訪れる。ずっと変わらないものだ。
103rd attempt to breach the Scepter's core layer has failed. Decision wait for avoid sacrifices or of past companions. Over synchronicity risk detected. Life cycles of the 12 crisis eras. Regress the extrapolation progress. To breach the Scepter's core layer has failed. Life cycle terminated in sequence with a trend of acceleration noted. Subject Khaslana. Subject strategy now nearly identically. Wait, what? Subject strategy now nearly identical to Eternal Res 42. Mind function degradation detected with possible irreversible damage. So his mind function is stopping to work because he's storing so many core flames in him. Is that why he lost the ability to talk? Received no more prompts about the risk of mind function damage. 12,000 attempt to breach the Scepter's layer. There was a 23,000 attempt to breach the Sept's layer. Has failed, has failed, has failed, has failed. 108,642. Until the end of the world. So after like the 33,500,000 something,
随分と醜い姿だな
it just
救
ends.
世主10万8642回の輪廻を経ても
He is barely human anymore.
モーディス君は相変わらず僕をその名で呼ぶんだな図に乗るなこれは別称だああそうだ別称じゃないのは最初の輪廻だけだったとよく知っているよ肩を並べ共に歩んだあの輪廻以降僕たちはずっとこうして対峙しそしてヘリオスが君の第10胸椎に刺さるそれが君を死に至らしめることができ
It
る
makes it so much harder to like realize who the Flame Reaver really is and why he knows the things he knows, because he always felt like very ruthless, you know, like a machine. But seeing him damaging himself to try to find a way to make this all go away and save the people that he loves is crazy. It's like so heartbreaking to see him going through all of this and how he just damages himself and nothing really does anything, you know? It's crazy.
面白い聞かせろかつてのメデイモスが貴様と対峙した時
And
臆したことはあったか
up until a certain point, he always told them, right? He always told them, and now he was never able to do this because he lost his like speech, right? So in this time, he was not able to warn us about all of this.
一度もないそうかならば紛争の名に恥じない死を遂げたということだだが貴様の目にはまだ連情が残っている僕はこの感情を忘れてはならない壊滅に完全に飲み込まれないためにも僕は人間として生きていたことを忘れてはならないんだもし俺に勝てたのなら来世のメデイモスにこう伝えろ目の前の男は尊敬に値する好敵手だ心に刻むよいつもみたいにたとえ王朝に残っている者が一人だろうと祭典は従来通り行われる我クレムノスの王がこの闘技場で最後の宴を開いてやろう報酬は紛争の劣化だ汝はいずれ背に傷を受けて死ぬだろう俺が試練を乗り越えた時死に際の神々が放ったざれ言だが察するにこれは数えきれんほど消えたのだろうだから貴様も理解しているはずだ紛争の半身を相手にそうやすやすと火種を手に入れることはできんとなああもちろん分かっているならば来い俺と死闘を演じてみせろ
It is so crazy that we went through all of the story again. And the Flame Reaver came, but this time Mydei defeated him in some kind of way. But in the end, the outcome is still the same because he still died. All of them still died through the hands of the Flame Reaver in some kind of way, more or less.
我 最後のゴルゴーの子、紛争の半身、貴様に敬意を表す。この身の幾千万の傷跡と命をもって救世の烈術に三千たる光を添えてやろう。見よ、クレムノス最後の祭典が幕を上げた。
Wait, now they are turning into the Titans?
死する時まで降りることはない。俺を磨くチャンスだ。未来は絶対だ。世を征服する。俺に屈服するか。君が望むままに前世を誇るこの姿で君に敬意を払おう。望むところだ。抜け殻が。
I don't want to talk, this is insane. Wait, what is that?
その程度心に刻め。抜け殻が。魚人よ、来世に暁を。
Now I have to fight my friends.
長夜を燃やせ。星々を燃やし尽くそう。憎しみにや空虚に。不公平な運命への怒りでこの身に証拠を刻んでみせろ。貴様にできるのならな、救世主。抜け殻が。メイデイモス、紛争で決着をつけよう。これで焼き払う君の不死の呪いを。いい戦いぶりだった。俺の血を浴びて体感するがいい。次の輪廻があるのならその時も必ずお前の前に立ちはだかってみせよう。上昇を祈る救世主。これで108,642個目の紛争の火種が。
He has trouble speaking.
だけど暗黒の潮の影は依然として大地を
Still the
覆い、
same.
炎はまだ不完全だ。